We recently visited the Harry Potter studios in London, and honestly, it was such an unforgettable experience. But before we booked it, we had one big question. Is it actually worth it?
Because let's be real, tickets aren't cheap, it's not in central London, and it takes pretty much an entire day. So in this video, we are going to break down everything that you need to know before you book. How much it really costs, how to avoid overpaying, what it's actually like inside, a few simple tips that are not normally talked about, and the 2026 seasonal events, which actually change the experience more than what you'd expect.
By the end of this video, you will know exactly whether it's right for your London trip and how to make the most of it. Let's start with the part everyone cares about the most first. How much does it cost and how to avoid overpaying? So if you book tickets directly through the official website of Warner Bros. And choose the ticket that includes return transport from central London, you're looking at around £139, so roughly $189 per person, depending on the season. That includes your entry ticket, a time slot, and the return bus transfer. Now, here's something important. The studio partners with official transport providers, and you can book the exact same experience for cheaper through approved tour platforms. We found it about $20 cheaper per person for the exact same experience, same bus, same ticket, same entry times.
So before you book, what we recommend doing is check the link we've left in the description or scan the QR code on screen. This is the exact same experience we booked, so you know it's reliable. And we say this to remind you that there are fraudulent websites operating, and even the official Warner Bros. Studios has a warning on their site. So please do not fall for any ticket scams.
One important thing though, don't think for 1 second that this experience is not popular. Tickets sell out shockingly fast, especially during school holidays, weekends, and seasonal events. So don't leave this to the last minute. The one we booked in particular with the branded bus seems to get booked at least 2 weeks in advance.
Now, if you are comfortable or prefer doing this independently, you can buy entry-only tickets, meaning without transport. These are of course cheaper and they can start at $60. If you opt for this, you can take a train from London Euston to Watford Junction and then hop on the official free Warner Bros. Studio shuttle bus that takes you straight to the studio. It will take slightly more planning, but if you are staying near Houston or comfortable navigating UK trains, it's quite doable and it may come out slightly cheaper.
Ultimately, it depends on your budget and how you like to travel.
After your ticket and transport, you technically don't need to spend on anything else inside, but realistically, most people do.
Let's talk about what might tempt you. Souvenirs, food, digital guides, photos. There are plenty of opportunities to spend a little bit more, and it can add up really fast if you're not careful. As you'd expect, souvenirs aren't cheap. At the end of the day, this is a major franchise attraction. For example, an interactive owl is £50. Magic ones around £33, but there are smaller items too which you can purchase for less. A great example would be the sweets and treats.
A little tip, keep an eye out for discounted items in the shop. They exist, but you have to hunt for them, so look carefully for this type of label.
If English isn't your first language, the digital guide is definitely worth it for just over £5. And to be completely honest, even if English is your first language, we'd still recommend it if you want to enhance your visit. Excitingly enough, the voice of the English digital guide is the actress that plays Luna Lovegood. You can reserve it online in advance for a discounted price or on arrival at the digital guide desk in front of the main entrance.
Food, drinks wise, you've got two main options. Either before or after the tour, where you can find the food hall, frog cafe and dragon roasted cafe, or you can stop for a quick meal and a refreshing drink about halfway through the tour at the backlot cafe or the butterbeer bar.
Hey!
Halfway is where you can get the most famous butterbeer amongst many other things.
Food prices are fairly average for London. Not cheap, not outrageous. We grabbed a burger with fries, 1 butterbeer, all to share of course, and paid around £22, which honestly is pretty standard for London these days. An unexpected bonus though is that when you buy a butterbeer, it comes in a souvenir cup which you get to keep. So once you finish, don't miss these cleaning stations where you can rinse your cup so that it isn't all sticky for the rest of your tour.
There's a couple of optional green screen experiences, for example with a flying broomstick or at the Hotworks Express. This is completely optional and you can actually do them for free without committing to buy them. But if this is something you want to remember forever, you can take home photos or even a video.
These are some of the prices and packages you can expect to find at the studios. They also offer discounted prices online. Before we go any further, it's really important to understand what this experience actually is, because I think a lot of disappointment comes from mismatched expectations. The Warner Bros. Harry Potter studio is not a theme park. There are no rides, no roller coasters, and definitely no actors walking around in costume. It's not like Universal Studios, and it's not designed to be that.
What it actually is a behind-the-scenes studio experience. This is where a large part of the Harry Potter films were recorded, so what you are walking through are the real sets, real props, and real costumes used in the movies. Basically, the magic behind the cameras.
It's completely self-guided, which means you can move at your own pace. There's no strict group tours following you around, and no one is going to be rushing you through each of the rooms. You can also just take your time to read the information boards, look closely at all the details, and just really take it all in. The focus is very much on filmmaking, how scenes were created, the special effects, set designs, and the insane attention to detail. And to be completely honest, that's what makes it so impressive. You start to realize just how much craftsmanship went into even the smallest background objects.
Before we talk about how to maximize your experience, here are a few insider tips that can genuinely make your visit smoother. And to be honest, not many people know about them. First, there's free Wi-Fi throughout the studio. We found that data doesn't really work well there, so it's quite handy.
Second, there's a free cloakroom, so you don't have to carry jackets, backpacks, or suitcases. And they also recommend buggies or prams, unless of course you need them. You will be able to find the cloakroom as you walk in through the main entrance to the right side. If it's your birthday, please make sure to let them know at reception. They will give you a free birthday badge like this one, which is a small touch but a very fun one. This was a question we had before going. Are you allowed to bring your own food, drinks, and snacks? The answer is yes. So don't get confused if you see the opposite anywhere else. If you are trying to save money or prefer to eat your own food, then this should be great news for you.
It's important to mention two things. As you enter the venue, your bags will be checked. Not for snacks, don't worry, but to make sure that you don't have any sharp objects or dangerous items. The other thing is that if you do bring your own food, there are two designated areas where you can eat them. This is either the backlot area or outside in the picnic area. Make sure you also take a reusable water bottle, because there are water refill stations where you can refill your water bottle for free.
Yeah.
One thing we love doing and taking back home as a souvenir is the Harry Potter Activity Passport. This is completely free and you can pick them up at reception, in the main hall where the dragon is, or throughout the tour.
I'm not going to show you everything because it's spoilers.
This is a mini booklet where you can collect stamps across the tour. It's a really fun thing to do, especially if you have kids. Plus, it's free, so why not do it?
A quick tip though, each stamp design usually has 3 or 4 stamp stations, but most people queue at the first 1 or 2 they see, which creates big lines while the others are just sitting empty, so definitely check for the other ones for shorter queues. If you want to get the absolute most out of your visit and not just rush past the sets, there are a few things that are really good to know. This isn't just a walkthrough. The tour is packed with hidden interactive details and clever little touches that make the experience so much better.
We were surprised with how many interactive features there are throughout the tour. There are touchless buttons that trigger effects, mini behind the scenes show explaining how certain scenes were created, and interactive areas where you can see how green screen technology works.
There are also plenty of spots designed for photos, and they've even placed like phone stands in certain areas so you can take proper pictures without needing to ask anyone. Something that can make or break your experience is timing. Regardless of how long ago the Harry Potter films came out, this experience will probably never ever stop being highly demanded. So going when it's extremely crowded may not be as pleasant. The truth is, there's no magic way to make it empty. However, if you want to minimize the crowds, book your visit at the beginning of the week and make sure there are no bank holidays on that week or day.
We also recommend that you visit in the morning because this way you can have a more relaxed and slower experience without worrying about the closing time. If you take your time, engage with interactive features and don't rush throughout it, you'll get much more of the experience than someone just speed walking through the experience.
Talking about timing, this is very important. The studio changes throughout the year and all seasonal features are included in your ticket price. So timing your visit can completely change your entire experience. Magical Mischief, this is what we experienced. It focused on the filmmaking tricks behind chaotic scenes. They reveal things like how the levitating cake worked, Harry's flying acceptance letters, the invisibility cloak effect. You can even make your own origami howler, which we did, and take it home for free.
Run! Go back home! I don't know how it goes. Summer feature, 25 years of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Expect the Philosopher's Stone's prop, the golden snitch, wizard artifacts from Harry's first year. Quite a nostalgic theme if you grew up watching Harry Potter. Dark Hearts. This is the Halloween feature. Quite a cool, immersive and slightly intense one. There will be dimmed lighting, Death Eater processions, Dementors hidden in the forest, dwelling demonstrations and so much more.
God, I'm so excited just you talking about it. Hogwarts in the snow. This is possibly the most visually stunning and magical time to go, especially if you love Christmas. The Great Hall becomes the Yule Ball, huge Christmas tree, snow-covered Diagon Alley. The Hogwarts model completely transformed with snow.
So to answer the main question, is Warner Bros. Harry Potter Studios worth visiting in 2026?
Drum roll.
In our opinion,
yes!
Absolutely, 100%.
Even if you're not a huge Harry Potter fan, like Max for example, he's watched only 3 of the movies, but he had the best day. So there's still a very good chance you'll still love it. If you're planning your visit, don't forget to check the link in the description to book your tickets.
And if you have any questions or want to share your own tips, drop them in the comments. While you are there, give this video a like and subscribe so you don't miss our next video. While you are there, give this video a like and subscribe so you don't miss our next video on the biggest mistakes to avoid at Harry Potter Studios London.